So in order to remain celibate, they're not allowed to climax. How have we got here?
Yeah.
How have we lost in the woods?
Don't know.
Two guys lost
We
in the
haven't
woods.
talked about Freedom Ride.
No, I know. We're talking about Mormons soaking.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All
TRC 53. It's the Freedom Ride wrap-up episode, which has got to be so annoying to anyone who didn't come, hasn't it?
Yeah, probably. But I think if I'd not attended, I'd want to know what I'd missed out on.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah,
It's true. My apologies for my voice. Yours doesn't sound as bad as mine, actually.
Mate,
I
I've been
thought yours
suffering.
sounded bad.
Mine was bad this morning, and then I've had like a water with lemon and some honey in it. I've had, what's this? 2 litres, so I've had 3 of those already, dude. So I'm 6 litres of water deep. So I'm...
What? You've had 6 litres of water?
Yeah. And it's, what is
Have you
it?
pissed your... Be honest.
10 to 6
Be
PM
honest.
on a Monday.
Have you pissed yourself? 6 litres is a lot, though, right? How much water are you meant to drink?
I feel like it's, I think it's between, is it 3? I think it's 3 litres a day, you know. It's
I
a
think
lot
it's
higher
3.
than what you might
So you
think.
get those gallon jugs, don't you, or whatever they are? That's like,
Yeah, it's like
approximately.
a countdown almost through the day. They have a little thing on the side.
You've done 2 days' worth.
I drink a lot of water anyway, dude, so it's
Yeah,
it's
because
all
of
good
your
for me,
liver
especially-
/ kidney disorder.
Yeah, or lung disorder or whatever it is I have.
Yeah.
I'm flushing the lungs out with this one. So yeah,
You're
I
trying
drink
to
a lot of
keep
water
up.
anyway.
You're trying to catch up after a Scorchio weekend where I definitely didn't drink enough water.
No, same, mate. Same. I was way off the back of it. Drank a lot of 0% beer.
Dude, a lot of days for days. Actually, yeah, that's probably the only hydration I had. You know, I make fun of my mum for having only tea.
Yeah.
I pretty much just drank days. In fact, I think I definitely just drank days.
I think I did the same.
Yeah.
What was really nice, 2 people bought me, because I've mentioned it before, like the Dr. Pepper and cream soda. So 2 people bought Dr. Pepper cream soda. One of which was Neil from Focus, and the other person's name I didn't catch, but he brought it over ice cold in the morning. I was like,
Oh, the
wow.
dream.
So yeah, I'd done a lot of days, a little bit of water, but mainly soda. So
Dude, I
couple
need
of
to
Red
do a
Bulls.
Christmas list. I need to do like a Freedom Ride list so that next year I get bought some food, you know?
Yeah,
Actually,
especially
2
on
to
the
1
run-up.
Racing bought me some coffee.
Oh, nice.
I did get
Nice.
coffee, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you've not got enough of that. No. On the run-up to events, you need to start dropping hints like Christmas lists, like you say.
Exactly,
You're like,
yeah.
I really like Ferraris, and just see, see
Yeah.
if one turns up.
Well, this perfume's nice, isn't it? Hmm?
I can't believe I'm having another one, I'll be honest with you, but hey, they're cold.
Good on you. Did you bring one back? I've run out.
There was 2 left in the fridge. Now there's 1 left in the fridge.
Good on ya.
Good at rationing,
done.
mate. Good at rationing. This is like, it's similar to what we talk about a lot about when you don't want to consume something. I think that's kind of what we've talked about before. It's like using stuff. I'm really bad at that. Like if I've got 4 cans of pop, I'll wait for ages to drink them, and I'll try and like make a ceremony out of it or some
Do
shit.
you? Yeah.
Yeah. I feel bad for like consuming things other than like water and stuff.
I'm so
Weird.
bad. Because it becomes like a job for me. So George is very good at like saving, like a chocolate bar can last. If she was left on her own, a chocolate bar would probably last a month. You know, she
Really?
just like has 1 piece a night and she doesn't need more. Whereas if once it's open, it really needs to be finished, because if I don't eat it, someone else will. So it's like,
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
just yeah. I'm like that with food though, which is really weird. But it seems like with drinks, I'm really not. I always feel like there's going to be a better occasion to have the drink. So it's like, oh, it's going to be a bit warmer tomorrow, or it's going to be like, there's going to be an occasion for it. I don't know.
hey, what do you prefer?
Yeah, it's just weird.
This is a good one. What do you prefer, food or drink?
Ooh, food or drink?
It's quite a good question.
That's a good question.
It's
Comment
quite
below
tough.
as well. Let's hear what other people think. I'm going to go food.
It's a good question if you're dumb. But I think we're dumb, so it's...
Yeah.
What do you prefer, food or drink? But
Dude, I'm going to go food.
Yeah, food, okay.
Yeah, because you can always, how do you put it? You can always have like water with any food and it's still going to be tasty, but you can't have any food with a drink.
I'm going to go opposite. I'm going to go drink because satiating hunger is not as good as quenching thirst, in my opinion.
Ooh, true. That is true. Actually, that's not a bad shout.
But I do hear you.
Yeah, there's nothing better than quenching that thirst, is there, when you're actually really thirsty. Whereas when you're really hungry and you quench and you like get a load of food in, you sometimes get a bit of a stomach ache. You just feel a bit lethargic. So yeah, I'm kind of with you there. But I also think there's way more variation of food, and also tacos are food, and I've never found a taco drink. So it's food for now.
Taco drink. Well, the thing is, your choice means that you die sooner, but it does mean that your death is not drawn out. Mine is drawn out. I get sunken eyes and my cheeks going. How long does it take? How long until you die of hunger and thirst?
Isn't it? It's not very long, is it? With water, isn't it? I don't know. It's probably longer than 7 days. I'm sure people have gone longer than 7 days without it.
So the body can survive for 8 to 21 days. Just put 21. It's a more impressive number. You know what I mean? You can tell I work in marketing. 21 days. 21 days without food. Wait. Without food and water. And up to 2 months if there's an adequate water intake. What? Wow. You can live for 2 months without any food.
There is an incredible fasting stat. Have a look at, just Google while you're on it now, world's longest, like the longest fast. And it was a guy who was super overweight. I'm sure it was like a year. I'm sure he didn't eat for a year. Might have.
Did you say fast? Is it
fasting? Just like going fast, FAST.
Okay.
Not sudden
Angus
fast.
Barberi's fast. Yeah. Oh my! No, it didn't.
Yeah. What is
it? That is unbelievable. This is a fact that I thought was going to be like a woo-woo fact. Right, Angus Barberi, who, I'll be honest, he doesn't look skinny. Put it that way. Mm-mm. He fasted for 382 days, over a year. Yeah. From June in 1965 to July in 1966, he lived on tea, coffee, soda water, and vitamins while living at home in Tayport, Scotland.
And it was like a medical experiment almost, and it was all under doctor's supervision. But one thing I also remember about this is he lost the weight in quite a way of. He didn't get like baggy skin or anything. You know when people do sudden weight drops and they get like man boobs or they get like an overhang.
So it slowly ate away, Yeah,
it just ate away at the fat, which is what happens when you go into ketosis, which is what the keto diet is based on.
Ketosis.
So your body uses fat for fuel. So that's what he got into, heavy ketosis.
He lost 125 kilograms.
Wow, that's impressive.
I mean, that is an awful lot.
Okay.
That's unbelievable.
Wait.
And also, do you know what's so crazy also? He lives in a place where, I mean, there's Iron Brew and Tunnocks.
Yeah, true, man.
What do you reckon he had?
Tough go.
What was his first meal? I want to hear more about it.
Mate, that's an interesting one. What would his first meal be?
Angus Barberi's first meal. I'm going to type that in because surely that's something that people have.
Well, I'm a total idiot, but here's what my brain can't compute at the moment: is that where does all that weight go? Because if your body's using it, I guess it's used as energy, isn't it? So it literally is being converted into a solid object, into a object of exercise, and just generally living. You feel.
Yeah,
I can't explain it. It's almost. I felt it would be like a circular economy of like.
Yeah. No, it's tick over, dude. It's tick over. So he's just ticking over, running on fumes. I don't reckon he was like running tiles up a ladder or, you know, holding any meetings. I don't reckon he was good conversation for those 385 days. I bet he was a bit grouchy. He's like,
the longest fast I've done is 4 days, and it and it's good. I love it. Like I really like the experience of it. You get so, what would you say? You get very clear-minded. Because your body is almost... Yeah. Your senses turn on crazy amounts. So, because you go into almost like a fight or flight mode, you go into like... You're basically searching for food. Your body goes into that sort of quite like... what do you call it? Paleo sort of like... It just wants food. So your senses get really heightened. So you can smell loads of things. You can see... I feel like you can see better. But the whole...
Do you not get like
your thought process...
Oh no, because you don't have to drink.
Yeah, I just go water, I've always just done water, a black coffee, and sugar-free chewing gum throughout the day.
Sugar-free chewing gum, that's what gets you through.
That's what gets you through. Yeah, it's nice.
Chewing like a cokehead in a wine bar.
You feel good, man. You feel good after a fast. Honestly, you feel really good.
I tell you what, I fast quite often, but it's because I forget to have breakfast and then I forget to have lunch, and then I get to dinner, and dinner's great then.
Yeah,
so I can recommend as well. Okay, I have what Angus Barbieri's first meal was after. All right,
should we take a guess? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to take a? Yeah, let's have you take a guess.
Yeah. I feel like the doctors are going to prescribe quite a mineral dense first meal. Vitamin packed, mineral dense first meal. I think he's going to go. Shall I tell you the exact veggies? I think he's going to have a swede, some broccoli, some mashed potato for some carbs, and a source of protein. So I think he's going to go fillet steak, mashed potato, veggies.
Way off.
Really? He went past it, did he?
Yeah. After 382 days without eating, he had forgotten the taste of food, he said. He'd forgotten the taste of food. How crazy is that? So he ate a boiled egg with a slice of bread and butter for his first breakfast. Oh. And he told reporters, I thoroughly enjoyed my egg and I feel very full. Well, I mean, reporting back then, that's what it was.
Yeah, that's
he enjoyed
what it was.
He felt full.
It made the headlines, and that's it. Move on. What an effort! I wonder what happened to that guy. I wonder if when he died, because there's a lot of really fact-based evidence about fasting. I'm sure you're aware of it. It reduces risk of inflammation. Obviously, that's one of the main things, which reduces risk of cancer and all this sort of stuff. And it does make sense. The way I always think about it is that sometimes you just have to empty the tank, and it's like your phone battery. Sometimes you just have to take it all the way to zero so it uses all that energy up and then bring it back again. And it seems to make sense to me, and it feels good. And I think there's a lot of stored stuff in your body that you never get to use because you're always topping up a half full tank. Yeah. So if you use all that energy, all that glycogen, all that sort of stuff.
I'll be honest, I think a lot of things, there's that sort of like forest fire thing, isn't there? So like, I actually feel way better after, like we were talking before we went on a podcast, like a sauna or really, really cold, extreme either way. It's like to the level, to a point of uncomfortableness. Extreme exercise, like sprints. So that's like a cardio version, or heavy weights. They make me feel like ill, but it's in a good way. It's like contrast. It's like deadlifts, for instance. Deadlifts make me feel ill. I just feel like rough, just beat down.
But good. But that feeling, that mind state that you go in, I guess they call it flow state. So you're in that flow state of all you're thinking about is that last sprint. Yeah. That last minute in the sauna. That's what a fast feels like to me. But I'll be honest, last day, you're just like so in the moment and in the groove.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. I think it's something about about it being extreme, because honestly, I don't drink alcohol. But I'll get to the end of something super stressful, or something scary, or quite often when I do these Mexican street races, it's a lot of stress, a big build-up of stress, big culmination, scary stuff at the end. Like you don't want to be testing that stuff. It's not really that fun. And then a release when the event goes well. And I do feel like it's like a forest fire. I'll happily drink alcohol, and it's almost something like, it sounds so hippie, but it's like a cleansing almost, You're just rampaging around, feel awful the next day, and then it's done. It's full stop.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the same. All of these like extremes are like a thing. There's something
I'm like that. I need that. I need that in life. Like I feel like if things have been too easy for a while, I need like that ridiculous challenge of like, right, I'm going to do this thing, and it's going to sort of almost reset everything. And after you got a bit of clear mind, and you can carry on again.
I want it to be. I want to be really refined with it though. I want it to not have to be extreme. I don't want to have to get that pissed or like be that hot, be that cold. You know what I mean? I feel like that enlightened people, or people a bit further along the path, they're just happy with a sunset or a boiled egg, like Angus Barbieri. Do you want to hear a bit more about the fast?
Mate,
before we move on and actually talk about something we plan to talk about. It fascinates me.
Fascinating, even. Fascinating.
That was good. That was good. Right. So initially, only a short fast was planned due to the doctors believing that short fasts were preferable to longer ones. Barbieri did not believe them, insisting on continuing because he adapted so well and was eager to reach his ideal weight. For 382 days, he consumed only vitamins, electrolytes, and an unspecified amount of yeast. Oh, you dirty man.
Wow.
Yeast.
Yeast? Like yeast flakes?
Yeah, he got them from his own body. He didn't. He didn't get... That's false.
That's grim.
He got... He got it because it's a sore half mine.
Inside joke.
Yeah, there we go.
We'll keep that one.
Yeah, let's keep it. He got it from because of a source of all essential amino acids. Didn't know that. And he had 0-calorie beverages such as tea, coffee, and sparkling water. Although he occasionally consumed small amounts of milk and or sugar with the beverages, especially during the final weeks of the fast. I mean, you'd have to have good doctors there, wouldn't you? Because but
also it's such a new thing that it's not like they've done it before. I don't think. I mean, if he's the longest, he's in unknown territory, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, good doctors, monitoring blood levels and stuff like that, no doubt. But yeah, you're in unknown territory there. Who knows? There might be a time limit where your body just goes,
fuck this. Yeah, not up for this anymore.
365 days, done. Yeah. Turn off. I'm finished.
I want a Tunnocks and a Days.
Yeah, exactly.
So he quit. He quit working at his father's fish and chip shop, which closed down during the fast. I bet it fucking closed down. The main customers out the door. I bet they had to do a stock take. They were like, Jesus Christ, we've been over ordering for years. Angus's business model is the one for you, one for me. Just inhaling fucking cod.
Oh man, that's brilliant.
There we go. Fascinating.
There you go. That's good, isn't it? That's a cool one, eh? That's
yeah,
an
great
interesting
fact.
one,
Well
sure.
done, Davey. Yeah. Never knew that.
My word, I
mean, actually, do you know what it got me thinking about was actually tortoises, and I've been doing some tortoise research because I'm a new tortoise owner. And on the weekend, sad news. Sad news. No, the tortoise hasn't been eaten by the cat like the scorpion. No, it hasn't escaped into the floor like the snake. No. Neither of the above. But the tortoise's owner, after my girlfriend, who is arguably overly conscientious, but I'm happy that she's done it all the same, she wrote a letter to the microchip owner, and they've requested their tortoise back. Very sad. So, adios, Henry. It was great looking after you for like nearly a month. He's gone now. He's gone.
Yeah. And what do you do with the equipment? Most importantly, does it get
no, that fucking
refunded? No.
Now we just have tortoise equipment. So
you best get a tortoise.
Yeah. No, it's good having. It's not called a tortoise hutch. It's not called a tortoise pen. Both of those words sound small. No. It's called a tortoise table that we now have in our small flat. Brilliant. 13 bikes in this room and a fucking tortoise table. Something's got to change, man, in life. It's just too much. Hasn't it? You know what I mean?
It's got to change, mate. That's amazing. And so you were saying as well that Henry walked a significant distance to his new owners.
He did indeed. He walked miles.
He walked miles. Or something?
No, he walked 20k. Well, he was found 20k from his owner's house.
Was he really?
Parents. Just imagine a woman shitting out a tortoise. I understand that you don't shit out babies, by the way. Before anyone in the comments is mean to me about my biological knowledge. But shit
it out.
What is it? Is it a boy?
Is that why they call it a turtle's head?
He's crowning.
A tortoise head. Wow, that's fascinating that he walked that far. That's amazing. What a guy. Just went on a little mission, eh?
Bet he had that music on that. And they put on at weddings, you know, that shit song. And they would walk 500 miles.
Just stomping around the Surrey Hills. That's fascinating.
Imagine Angus. Imagine Angus.
I wish he was chipped, like tracked, so you could track him.
Yeah.
That'd be right cool.
I've got an air tag I was going to put on him because I didn't trust the fence I put up. Do you like how my brain works? Rather than deal with the problem, I'm just like, fuck it, stick an air tag on him. Imagine that, the sorry walk as I walk towards my tortoise's air tag, as I walk to a flat-packed tortoise on the road. Here he is.
There he is. He has not moved for a minute.
Here he is. I was just
put it under the
imagining
shell.
Angus Barberia, how his year looked. The tortoise will have done more than him. There's no way Angus did any fucking walking.
Yeah.
He just sat there, lifeless.
He definitely didn't do any working by the sounds of it, that's for sure. What an experiment. Sit on your ass, 365, don't eat any food, a little bit of tea. Sounds alright,
If I was massively overweight, I might consider it. It's not a bad shout. I mean,
100%
nowadays,
I'd considering it.
Fucking get TikTok, dude. Get TikTok and sit down. That's literally all you got to do. Have someone feed you
OnlyFans
drinks.
and sit down.
OnlyFans,
exactly.
not an OnlyFans.
OnlyFans and sit down.
I mean, you
just
literally
watch the weight pile off.
I know what the first video would be. So what I would do if I was that, the first video would be, I would construct a chair that's also scales, that also reclines. So it'd be the lazy fasty way boy.
Lazy wazy
it would be, and I'd construct it, and I'd do a construction video. Everyone would be like, "Whoa, what's he gonna do?" And then I would just sit in it and shout for drinks.
Dude, that'd make great content. Mate. People have watched worse shit. People watched David Blaine in the box for weeks, didn't they?
Actually,
people have watched a fat dude losing weight.
Dude, scrap that. It wouldn't just be here's the specification. It needs to recline so I can sleep in one place. It needs to have scales so we've got up-to-date information on how much weight I'm losing. I don't imagine after the first couple of shits you need to worry about shitting or pissing, do you? Pissing you do.
I was going to say, could it be a toilet? You'd have to worry about.
So I'd have
a
hose, so I didn't have to leave the chair. I'd also have a camelback. A camelback with water coming in. Yeah?
Yeah.
So then I could just be alone. You only got to hook up to the mains. You could just have a normal tap. You know? Over your shoulder.
Dude, 100%. No, what else would you need? TV, Netflix account.
You need all.
He did it in the 60s, though, didn't he?
Yeah, but I'm talking about now. He'd have a TikTok. That's what I mean. You get TikTok rich, and you get skinny. I'd check in every day. See how. What would Angus be nowadays? Most common name, Oliver. We found out, didn't we, the other day? So it'd be Oliver Barbieri's fast, and he would be sat there live streaming.
Be on the news.
Yeah, even it'd be tough. You'd run out of content, wouldn't you? Especially after the last shit.
After day 3. After day 3. Then it's going to be boring, mate.
Yeah.
There's worse shit on TV, though. Big Brother.
Yeah, it's
worse.
True.
Circle,
I'd rather
worse.
know about
Love
Oliver
Island,
Barbieri's, like his last shit. Like, you'd be wondering the whole time, is this the last shit that I do? As it leaves your body, because it'd be...
Is there anything else in here?
Yeah, because the shits would be big spikes on the weight loss, and then otherwise it'd just be slow as you go into ketosis and your body starts burning fat.
Yeah, you're right. That's great analytics there. So true. It's so true.
Just these little spikes.
Mate, maybe there's a game show in that. Maybe there's a game show in it. 5 or 6 people around a big sort of like...
It sounds
table.
So awful. A tortoise table.
Round the tortoise table.
Yeah.
All on lazy wazies.
Yeah, lazy wazies.
You've got a big screen with all of the facts and figures, and it'd be like, you've got James over here, his heart rate's crazy, he looks like he's going to die. Is he going to make it? Who's going to lose the most weight? Who's going to lose? That's the game show. Who's going to lose Who's going to lose the most weight doing nothing?
But someone would wank. That's why you'd have to have... That's why you'd be around the tortoise table and you just hear rustling in the night. That's why you have to have security cameras at night.
Yeah, definitely.
No, you have to have security lights. So if anyone turns over, poof.
and one of those lights that lights things up, like jism.
Yeah. UV lights. So you can
UV
see if Oliver Barbieri or any of his competitors.
Oliver, what's that on your trouser leg?
You've
I wonder. Yeah, maybe your balls would get massive, but you'd be losing weight, so it would counteract. So your nuts are getting huge.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that video?
That's not how it works, Davey. It can't be.
I think so. There is a video I saw, dude, of a guy who didn't ejaculate for a long. Mate, I've seen it. I've seen a video. I swear.
Really?
I swear. Yeah. And
what happened?
And he does, and it's like a fire hose going off, dude.
Oh, you bastard!
I shit you not. I don't think we should look it up.
No,
I shit you not. We'll find it after.
Let's wait.
After we finish, we'll find it after. Sure.
What, for a clip? Yeah, right. Just get Beney
here's
on
the
it.
Footage. Yeah, there you go, Beney. Find that video, insert it there. Please don't.
No.
But yeah, dude, I remember his nuts are massive.
Yeah, but I mean, all right, monks.
Where does that come from? Huh?
Religion requires you to not. You're not allowed to. Are you allowed?
Does it?
I don't know. Are monks allowed to masturbate? I wish Beney was here.
I know.
Davey, can you search that one? I've done the last one.
Yeah, I'll take this one. I'll have this one.
I don't know if they are. I don't think if what would it be called in the Bible? One must not gratify
celibacy.
himself.
Okay, yeah. Buddhist monks are forbidden from any sexual activity, including masturbation and watching pornography. This rule is strictly enforced. Don't know how. Any monk who breaks this rule must confess it to a gathering of monks. That's embarrassing, isn't it?
What do you reckon they do? Do you reckon they all shout wanker? Wanker! Go on, carry on, sorry.
That's it, I'm just going to look up the thing. With longest time without masturbation.
Yeah, but I mean, there's so many... Google coming for you, dog. There's so many religious figures that must not be able to masturbate. I bet they find creepy things. Have you ever heard about Mormons soaking? This is a real thing.
No, what's that mean? No, what's that?
So they're not allowed. I'm not... okay, let's start again, because I forgot that we're on a podcast here. Look, when I talk about this, I'm not making fun of someone else's religion. I understand that everyone has different things and whatever. But this is something that is apparently true. So in order to remain celibate, they're not allowed to climax. How have we got here?
Yeah.
How have we lost in the woods?
I don't know.
Two guys lost
We
in the
haven't
woods.
talked about freedom rides.
No, I know. We're talking about Mormons soaking. So soaking is something that you do before you're married. You're not allowed to have sex before you're married. So, but what does sex mean? That's what people do. Humans do that. Whatever happens, whatever rules you put in there, they test them, don't they? And that includes religion.
Yeah.
So they're like,
find ways around it.
It's not sex if I don't finish, you know? So what they do is they don't move around. No moving. Just put it in and then just leave it. You just leave it in there, dude. That's soaking, it's called.
Sounds awkward.
Doesn't it just?
Real awkward, yeah. Real awkward. So I don't...
I'm going to fact check this. I don't know how we got here. I think
So
this is what happens when we're
just laying
tired.
still.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Sound like I feel, mate.
Oh, I'm in a lot of pain. I'm in a lot of pain. Let me go through it. My calves hurt, right? My quads hurt. I'll be honest, my bum hurts. My bum hurts, my back hurts, my back muscles, my shoulders hurt, my chest hurts, kind of parts of my neck hurt. I've been riding too much, dude. It's freedom ride. I've been doing a lot of laps. I've been doing a lot of riding. I just don't know how to get rid of these terrible pains.
Dude, I'm in the exact same boat. It's been a long weekend, dude.
Yeah,
I drove all the way down, all the way back. It's been long, sticky. My shoulders hurt, my back and my neck, everything, mate. And honestly, I was driving home back up to the north yesterday. Just couldn't wait to get home and pick up my Compex Fix 2.0 massage gun, because I knew that this was going to solve all of those problems, mate. And honestly, I dare say you should be doing the same now, to be honest with you. You should probably go and grab that thing and have a little session. I had a session with it last night. Yeah, dude, straight away. I had it on. Setting 4 is my favourite setting. I love setting 4. Yeah, not too hard, not too soft. Get in there to all the niggles. Let me tell you a little bit about it, dude. Ergonomic design and rotating head helps reach the toughest of areas.
Oh, yeah, so it just snaps. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Speed adjuster dial. You just turn it on like that with that little button. Lights up. There's your speed adjuster.
Okay, I like the sound as well.
That's what setting 4 looks like if you want a visual representation.
Hey, you're putting that right by the mic, but that's actually not too loud, is it?
No, mate, it's actually really quiet. I believe quiet motor operation. It's less than 660 decibels, mate.
It can't be.
Yeah, it's got Yeah, honestly, it's less than 60 decibels. You can use this. Oh, there you go. That's how the battery comes out. Look, removable,
Look at
rechargeable, lithium polymer battery. Provides up to 90 minutes of massage. Let me tell you, 90 minutes of massage has been just good enough for me to start feeling a little bit more human and be able to do this podcast today.
Right, there you go. So, right, okay, dude. I need one. You've established that. How do I get one? And obviously, it's going to be what? Is it going to be like £4,000, or is it going to? You know what I mean? It's going to be expensive if it makes you feel that.
Yeah. You think it would be, dude? You think it would be that much? But anyway,
£5,000.
It's a little bit less. And we're going to give you a discount code too to make it even cheaper. So, just all you got to do, man, pop up one of your web browsers, head to compex.com, compex.com.
Okay, is that
enter the code, dude.
.com. compex. And that's it.
Have a browse through, mate. Have a browse some of the stuff that they've got. They've got all sorts of recovery equipment, mate, from guns to massage guns. They've got the muscle stimulators, they've got medicine balls, all sorts of stuff on there, man. It's not just this gun. Once you've found some stuff that you like, punch in the Ride Companion. Right? What is it?
Is it the Ride Companion, and is that all in capitals?
Yeah, leave the caps lock on for that one, mate. Caps lock on. It's going to get you some deals.
And you say that gets me 20% off on compex.com.
Yep.
COMPEX.
Yep, that is a whopping. That is a massive discount, actually, folks. This stuff it's really good. So, and as you know, we only talk about what we like. So, the Ride Companion, compex.com, is going to get you 20% off everything on the store. Unfortunately, it is only available to UK customers, but it is what it is.
We're looking to change that. We're looking to change that soon.
We're looking to change it
now.
Yeah. Thank you, Compex. Thank you for keeping the ball rolling, because without that today, I'd have been sat here like a stiff board. So thank you.
You'd be sat here like I am. Oh.
Thanks, Compex.
Compex.
You know what I was just thinking about, and we can talk about it after as well with Freedom Ride. But I was pushing up a trail on the Saturday, and I hope you're listening. A lovely lady said, "Thank you for making my ironing so much more interesting." And I was like, "Oh, no worries, thank you very much." She said, "My kids love riding. I just love the podcast because, you know, it lets me know what they're listening to and what they're into." Here we are.
To that lovely lady, I'm really sorry.
To that lovely lady,
we're both tired.
I am also really sorry.
Yeah, we're both tired. Maybe we'll choose to take this bit out. But first, on to the Wikipedia definition of soaking. It's not coming out. Where are we fooling? Soaking, also known as marinating or floating, is a sexual practice of inserting the penis into the vagina but not subsequently thrusting. Reportedly used by Mormons as a purported loophole in the church's prohibition of premarital intercourse. I was actually right, dude. One of my facts was right.
You were right. Wow. Fascinating.
The practice is said... This is good. I like this because this is derailed this Wikipedia. The practice is said to sometimes be accompanied by jump humping, which involves enlisting the help of a third person to bounce on the bed on which a couple is lying while they're engaged in soaking, thus generating the missing element of motion without allegedly making the couple responsible for the presence of such motion.
Wow.
Imagine it has to be a good mate. Hello, mate.
Yeah, that's very good, mate.
Davey, Davey, what are you up to tonight? All it is, I was wondering if you could help me with some jump humping. We've been soaking a bit. It's getting boring. It's really dull as anything.
Yeah.
You spice it up by just jumping on the bed.
I wonder if, you know, like when you're on a trampoline as a kid and you catch that awkward bounce and it pings you super high.
The funny bounce.
Yeah.
You could hurt someone.
Oh, well. You fucking could hurt someone.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Some of my most... I love laughing, actually. I really do. I couldn't... Life without laughing would be awful. But some of the hardest times I laugh are when I'm tired. It's true.
Would you rather have a life without laughter or a life without sex?
Shit. 100%. I would rather have a life. I would have to choose. I laugh more than I... You know?
Yeah, same. Loads more.
Sometimes during. Never during. Never during. Dude, I'm serious as anything. But I mean, I would choose to... I have to laugh. Because otherwise, dude, imagine being a serious person. Oh my goodness, nothing worse.
No, nothing worse. Nothing worse than that. I'd take the laughter all the time. Yeah.
For me, as a not serious person, I can imagine nothing worse. But I can also equally imagine inversely, if I was a serious person, looking at us two having this conversation might be pretty tough. Like why? Why won't they take anything seriously? No, I don't know if it's worth it, mate. To be quite honest, because all of us are going to end up dead and buried anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
What you've been serious
mate.
about? It's all a laugh anyway, isn't it? Quite literally, you're meant to have
It's all
fun.
it's all just a joke anyway, isn't it? Really,
Pretty
all
much.
of it.
I think I pissed George off.
All of it.
Sometimes, yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
What do you think it is? What's like the worst thing that she gets pissed off at? Just that you don't take most things seriously.
Yeah, because when it gets bad is when it gets more funny. Quite often in certain situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like something so funny about, like, you know, I once travelled around Europe. We had no money, no nothing. Me and John did on an airbed, and we're in an airbed in a car park. It stunk of piss. I've probably told the story, but I just remember laughing because it was so bad. It was so bad that all you could do was laugh. At that point, everything is taken away. You have no options. So I could lie in the bed and just be sad and go to sleep. Or it's the funniest thing ever and then it becomes a joyous experience. But the problem is, if I'm laughing and he's chosen the other route. So Papa John's chosen, this is shit, I'm not enjoying this, I'm going to sleep. I've chosen to laugh, and laughing, unfortunately, creates that motion, and on an airbed then...
You end up jumping.
We end up third-person jump humping. So then he has to laugh after a while, and then everything is better. Laughter is good. Fixes anything.
Totally. Yeah, I agree. That's class. Wow.
And I'll tell you what, here's a good segment.
Okay.
I've laughed a lot this weekend. All thanks to Freedom Ride 3 2022. What a year it was. Round of applause.
Round of applause for everyone who took part in Freedom Ride 3.
Absolutely.
What a weekend,
Big
mate.
thanks.
What a weekend.
Big thanks to every
I'm almost
single
still in a
person.
bit of a funk.
I am, dude.
I'm still in a bit of a funk from the whole thing.
I am.
It takes a while for it to settle in, that, to be honest. It's a lot, and it's really cool, and it's just like as if, like, I don't know, you look around, it's like as if this is happening because of something that was once said 3 years ago, and here we are now, and there's all these amazing brands and amazing people around, and it's just crazy.
So cool.
It really is.
Round of applause for Davey.
Definitely don't take it.
Round of applause for Davey. Mate.
Round of applause for Olly, thank
big
you.
Round of
Leave a
applause for
comment,
Davey.
like, subscribe.
No, big thanks for all of your work, because you make it happen, dude. Likewise, round of applause for Sam. This is a round of applause episode, dude.
Yeah, round of applause for Sam. Sam killed it.
You
killed it. Dude, and yourself. Take a bow.
Round of applause. Big ups, everyone for coming. It was a hot experience. Hey, do you know what? I loved Freedom Ride, but now we've been talking about like fasting and all of this. If Freedom Ride happened, so stuff's only really good because it doesn't happen all the time, right? So if Freedom Ride happened every single day, I think I would last 2 weeks before I would die.
That long, really? Yeah. In that heat,
like towards the end, I reckon I'd look a bit like Angus. You know, like the last 3 days of Freedom Ride. The last 3 days of like those 2 weeks, I'd just be a shell.
Yeah, you would definitely. Yeah, it was
full on.
It was hard going, but it was amazing. It was.
It's like the
on.
amount of dust,
it was a lot.
the amount of laughter, the amount of noise, the amount of heat.
Yeah, people talking to you, which is amazing.
The amount of days,
but
the amount of chat,
amount of chats, food, snacks, just like everything.
Sweets
was
from
just,
Snack
It
Dealer.
was a lot.
The amount of Bring and Bride burgers. What was the coffee shop called? The amount of iced coffees. Iced coffees were a lifesaver for me over that.
Oh yeah, Emma got one there.
Delight.
So, yeah, it looked really nice. Yeah, I think it was called Coffee Box.
Coffee Box
or something like that. Coffee Box, something
The
like
amount
that.
of
Either way, it was bloody brilliant.
I think in those 2 weeks of pure Freedom Rides, if that was ever to happen, I think I would run out of oi approximately 3 days in. Maybe 4 days, actually. I'll give him 4 days. There's a lot of oil.
It is funny still. It's funny, though, isn't it? It is funny. Like, it is actually really funny when you see Deaks coming down the track and, like... Especially... Okay, here's an example. So you stood with Deaks... And everyone's just going, oi, oi. And he's like, fucking hell. Like, he acts like he hates it. But then he's wearing an oi, oi jersey. And you're just like, you can't get away from it. Like, you can't. This is what you've created, mate. This is it. This is what it is. This is what people want to shout.
To not come out when you see him on track. You're like that, aren't you?
It's going to go on forever.
If you held it in, it would feel bad. It'd feel like holding in a sneeze. You know what I mean?
It would. Yeah. It would. You can't not.
Big up to Deaks. He was on top form all weekend. Big up to John. What should we do? I've written down here, should we do a rundown of approximately what it is?
Yeah.
What happened?
There's people that didn't come that might be new listeners. They don't know what it was all about and what the, why we did what we did.
I had a great quote.
Yeah, should we do
I had a great quote to start off what we did. Papa John said to me, and Papa John works at Propane Bikes, who were demoing the event. He's obviously a long-time friend of mine and the main man at the John Pound. He said to me, it's the village fate of MTB events. I thought that was such a good quote.
That's
the
brilliant.
Village
That's
fate
class.
of MTB events.
That's class.
It is
like
really, isn't it?
Yeah. The village. That could be the handle on the website. I feel like the village fate of MTV.
I think
events.
it could, because it really felt like that. We didn't have any.
Because it's community. That's what a village fate is as well. So it works perfectly. Yeah, fascinating. Love that one.
It's a good one.
So yeah, quick rundown of what it is. Should we just do a brief overview? So very brief overview. God, it feels like forever ago now, but it wasn't that long ago. A couple of years ago, when we went into lockdown, we still need to find this clip. I think it was episode 1 or 2. So we went into lockdown. Olly and I started a series called The Lockdown Companion, where we decided we would just hit record every week and see what happens. It inspired guests. It inspired crazy stories, sponsorships, all sorts of amazing and wonderful things have come off the back of pressing record every week and just seeing what happens.
You know what I think is worth remembering? That it's actually quite difficult, because it seems a lifetime ago. But when that first happened, or when the lockdown first happened, it was real. And it felt real, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it felt real enough for us to start a podcast. And you couldn't see people, and you couldn't... All of those... Yeah. I'm not trying to bloody bang on about COVID, but it did feel real. So when we were talking about it, we were talking about this moment that we wanted... I feel like we were talking about it because it was a moment that we wanted to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely a once-in-a-lifetime moment, hopefully. Yeah. But yeah, there was a lot of anxiety around, I think, in the world, and I think for me at the time, as a content guy making a podcast and stuff, I just wanted to do more, but didn't really know how to do it, and I thought I just kind of want to lighten the load a little bit for people. So that's why I hit Olly up, which is weird to think, dude, because back then we knew each other, we didn't know each other.
No, I was
really,
talking to Josh about that. Yeah. We did know each other, and we'd met. We'd met before, and everything, and we'd even done podcasts before. So, and actually
hung out at your house that time. Like we've done stuff, but it was definitely probably a bit out of the blue for you, getting me going. Yo, what do you think of this idea?
Didn't we? But I think you probably knew that I wanted to do a podcast ultimately, as well.
Yeah, I think. Well, there's definitely been, dude, it's crazy to think back. There's definitely times where I'd said to you, we should do something. There's got to be a series we can do, an offshoot. Yeah. Can I help you set yours up? I think I was that sort of thing, right? Like definitely asking if there's something we could do, and knowing your position in the industry, even back then, it made sense. Like you've got to be doing something like it.
Yeah.
Weird to think back. This is like pre your YouTube channel, really. You had one, you were doing bits, but not really.
No, and then it's almost become a weekly content outlet since then. So it's like, and how funny to me that like my interactions with people, that when I go back to magazine days, there was like an air of like mystery surrounding a pro rider. I remember it because I was a kid. I was looking at pro riders. I was like, fucking hell, it's him. Yeah. You know, I didn't know who they were.
Yeah.
I knew they were fucking sick at biking. The people I looked up to, I had no idea what their personalities were until maybe they appeared in Sprung magazine and you saw them at a party and you saw that they were a real person, they were fun, they were like, you know, like the rest of us.
But again, you're only seeing them at events. So, you know, you only see... Yeah, it's all full on. You're only seeing them, again, in edits where, again, it's a bit of a show and it's, you know, exactly. So you're not really getting to know that person, or you're getting to see the best side of that person on that particular content now, platform.
The interactions I have, even as a whatever, you know, biker I am, people 100% know me and they 100% know you. And that's so cool. So we've got this event where... It is like a village fake because everyone knows everyone. It's sick. So cool.
It is. So going back to that original crazy story. So we're recording episode 1 or 2, and I think either me or you, I can't even remember, said, wouldn't it be cool at the end of all of this lockdown weirdness? Apologies for the train, folks, if you're audio or video listener. I've got the window open. It's so goddamn hot in this room. So I said at some point, wouldn't it be cool to do something where we get people together to just celebrate being able to ride bikes again, and just hang out? Nothing too serious, just have a fun day out biking. So that basically brought Freedom Ride 1, where we had a few brands there, right? We had a coffee van, we had... I don't know if we did catering that time. I can't even remember.
I can't remember,
I don't think so. I can't remember, but we had Focus came with some demo bikes, and it was like... We just did a one-day event, we had 120 people come,
COVID
something like that.
Restrictions, it was like... And do you know what it was? The first one was like the jump the gun. We were like, we're free. And then we went back into lockdown, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah. And it was like, okay, we can do it, but you can only have X amount of people on site. You can only... So we were treading the line a little bit, but it felt like the right thing to do at the time. People were frothing to ride bikes and actually see people again.
And it was lovely.
So
like
that was the first one.
I remember the first one, because the first one was like... It felt like the first... It did... Well, it was 100% the first event I'd been to since, and it really felt nice. And I remember it being shortly after I'd like just started riding, with being able to ride in groups again and stuff like that. It did feel... You forget how weird it was, actually. Now we're talking about it, you forget how weird all of it felt. Because I remember you went for ages without seeing many people and stuff as well, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely. I tried just to play by the rules at the start, especially in that unknown phase. Like, it was like, I mean, we can go down that rabbit hole whenever, what it's like now and whatever, but
well,
probably
now
not.
It just feels like
today.
It does feel like we're no longer. It's no longer, somehow it's kept the same vibe, but it's no longer the same thing, is it? Certainly, when you compare it now, thinking back to that first one, now it's now it's just
it's very strange.
A village fete for mountain biking.
Now it is a village fete. Yeah, definitely. So then we done the second one, and that was like, okay, restrictions are gone. We can open it up a little bit. We did our first 2-day event. So we started with a 1, we then did a 2. We had a bit more catering. Well, we did Bring and Bride came for the first time. We had a couple more brands, and it was like, okay, it's becoming a bit of a cool thing. And I feel like this year we really did step the bar up a little bit. Like, I know we made more of an effort to as well, right? It's like, okay, this is a thing now. People are starting to ask to come again. The content comes out of it's amazing. It's good for people to meet your mates, pro riders, all that sort of stuff. All these people that people hear about on the podcast, and and
this year we expanded our demo range so people can try bikes on the wonderful trails that are at Rogate Bike Park, and I think that really worked as well. Like, a lot of people took out a lot of bikes. The numbers I heard were more than the bike brands that we had there, which were Focus, Propane and YT. There were more than YT and Propane both did retrospectively at EWS. Is that right?
The EWS,
isn't it crazy?
I think that there's obviously quite interesting reasons for that. I feel like you go to the EWS, and this is just my perspective, but a lot of everyone there are quite not pro riders, but they're getting deals from brands and stuff like that. Whereas we've got quite a targeted audience of like hobbyists. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's ultimately, just bikers. Yeah, exactly. So we stepped up a little bit this year. We brought in some more brands, and I think what I love about it, dude, is being able to close that loop with people. Especially, I think Days is a prime example that you talk about it so much on the podcast, and you're telling people how nice this thing is. Yeah. And we actually, and it sounds so cliche, but you're like, this is actually really good. We are talking about it because we actually like it. And then so many people said at the weekend, they were like, wow, it's actually really nice. I didn't believe you for a second. I'm going to get some. I'm going to buy some, which obviously makes us look better. But also it helps them because they've helped us, and it just completes that
Totally.
loop. And it's the same with any brand that was there, whether you want to go over and learn about stands, whether you want to actually see the Goodyear Newton tyres, whether you want to actually ride a Focus, or whatever bike brand.
Who did we have apart
really
from what
cool.
you mentioned? We had DMR, 661, Fox.
Yeah. Fox,
Works.
Olly clothing were there. Works. That was cool. Again, the Works guys being able to actually demo the Hydra Shots to people. That's
so good.
Really cool.
Snack dealer. Dealing
Snack dealer,
snacks,
hustling sweets all day. He said he had a really good couple of days, which is brilliant as well. I think that's all. Red Bull, obviously, super sick just to get Red Bull.
And it was great having the viewing party, wasn't it? I mean, we should probably talk about the World Cup that went on. Let's carry on with Freedom Ride.
We can try.
I tell you what,
try. I didn't
for
really
me,
see any of
it actually wasn't the most important race. It wasn't the most important race of the weekend.
No, it was purely a bit of foreplay for the actual big race, which came after it.
It was but a sideshow.
It was. What did you call it? Not docking. What was it called?
Soaking.
It was the soaking before the jumping.
Yeah, it was soaking before the jumping. Exactly. Dude, it was funny. So obviously we premiered Hot Seat Racing, another stupid idea that we had on this very podcast.
No, wait. I'm going to edit there. You had that. That is 100% your thing, dude. And that came out of your head. That nothing as good as that.
Yeah, right. Come on. Well. You say it was good. Okay, it wasn't a given that it was going to be good, and I didn't actually feel. I didn't feel pressure. I felt slightly unsure, but I thought ultimately this is the cool thing about Freedom Riders. Basically, we have such a cool group of people coming along that I thought if we laid out a big old poo sandwich. That they probably would have just said, Olly, it was a poo sandwich. It tasted like poo, but thanks anyway. I think it would have been like that. A thanks anyway. Thanks
for trying.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 for trying. This time, swing and a miss. But thankfully, that didn't happen. But what I'm saying is, I wasn't that on edge about it not working. But I don't think I pictured it. Maybe I did picture it working that good, but then also in my brain it's like a cartoon. But from my perspective anyway, it was beyond anything that it worked so well. So much better than I thought it was going to work.
Yeah. Yeah, genuinely, mate. I was... After that first under-16s race on a Saturday, mate. I think that's when it was like, that's... really, really good.
Mate,
and that was so interesting to watch, and like everyone there was fast, like just on it, just into those two young shredders. Dude, how cool was it? So, to the listeners that weren't there, we chose a track. It's called S-Berms at Rogate. Now, this is a track that's open all the time. It is approximate. It's tiny. I'll give you a track preview. It's a left, then a right, then a left, then a right, then a left, then a right, then a left, then a long right. That's it. It's 10 seconds long. It's 10 seconds long, and the idea was that we had half an hour we decided on the day. Half an hour, the clock started, we had as many runs as possible. We had invested in proper timing. Thank goodness. Thank God. I want to talk about that.
Yeah, let's come back to that. Let's come back to that.
Actually
so
really
we had proper timing, like World Cup timing. This is timing that goes down to, what is it? I'm too stupid. And again, he's too stupid. Yeah,
milliseconds.
Really fractional timing, which is all available shortly on Roots and Rain. By the way, if you did want to go back and look up at load of numbers that you didn't race in or see, maybe you don't. If you partook, probably you do. But so we had the whole setup. Stands. Davey, dude, Olly. I just got my new Stans Flow S2 wheels. Ooh. Right? I know you know some facts about these, right?
Yeah, I got facts.
Have you got facts? Tell me some facts about these.
Well, mate, as soon as I saw that Stans just released the Mark IV S2s, I started researching. I'm in the market for some new wheels. So here we go. We got BST asymmetric tubeless design for easy inflation. reliable airtight seal, and near equal spoke tension balance. Durable 6069 aluminium with welded joint and reinforced spoke bend. Dent resistant rim shape and durable matte finish.
I mean, I knew that you knew those facts, but I've actually got the wheels. I'm not a facts guy, but I've got the wheels. Okay. I know something you don't know. I know what the hub on the Flow Mark IV S2 hub sounds like.
Okay.
Do you know what it sounds like?
I mean, it's going to be a buzz. What do you want me to do? Like, give you an example?
What is the buzz like? I'll tell you if it sounds like it, because it sounds really good.
Right. Okay, all right, dude. I think it's going to sound something like this.
Oh, dude, not bad. Try it
deeper.
But I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to give you any clues. Right. This isn't like a clue thing. I'm trying to test you here.
All right, it's going to go like this then.
Way off, dude. That was awful.
Man. Okay.
Look, I'm willing to give away a set, but I need submissions. All right.
Okay. All right.
Would you agree? We need submissions.
Yes. Okay. So how about if we get people then to send in their best, most accurate buzz?
Yeah.
And then we'll choose someone with the best buzz to win a set of Stan's S2 wheels for their bike. We're going to make sure that they're exact. We're not going to send you some 26-inch back of the warehouse stuff. We're going to get the perfect set of wheels for your bike. That's a hell of a prize, dude.
That is a hell of a prize. That's a hell of a prize, and it's a hell of a set of wheels.
Yeah, all right, okay. So here we go, folks. T's and C's. There is a phone number in the show description if you're listening on any audio platform or on YouTube. Simply WhatsApp a voice note saying your name, Instagram handle if you want, and then your best buzz. You're then going to get a text message back, share that on social media, and you're in the running to win a set of Stan's S2 Mark IV wheels for your bike.
Dude, you can't just give out your phone number like that, can you?
Yeah, no, nothing silly, folks. Just buzzers. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Do you know what that phone number is? I think we need to put that phone number out there. It's +44 07849 860 510. How much does that make this seem like a radio show? I'm going to say it again. +44 07849 860 510. Send in your best buzzes for a chance to win the Stans Flow Mark IV S2.
Thanks, Stans.
Thanks, Stans. We had the hot seat. We had smoke and lasers, courtesy of Craig, who ran the timing, who was, if I'm honest, he's the exact person that we required for this to come together.
10 out of 10 for Craig.
We had a PA system. We had music. The stage was set. We had no practice. The kids dropped in. How good was it, dude?
It was so good. It was almost too good. It's as if it was like really planned and like it was all ironed out beforehand. But yeah, it was almost too good. That if you'd have wrote a script for how you wanted that first event to go, if you were making a movie, you'd be like, right, you want it to go down to, what was it, 0.1 of a second between the two lads battling it out or something?
There was nothing in it. And the track was lined, the cheers were going off, and everyone got it as well. I was worried that people weren't going to get it. Do you know the funniest rumour that was going around was that we're doing a sit-down race?
Hot seat, okay, wow.
They thought it was going to be racing sat down, which is an awful idea. Hopefully you'd tell me if I'd come up with like, yeah, dude, we're going to do a race that we're all just sat down.
Can't believe no one's done it before.
Going over the bar. There's always next year, dude. But yeah, so basically, who was it between? It was between Josh. The first race was between Josh and Will.
Josh and Will.
These were the two under 16s. There were a lot of other participants, but Josh and Will were going to head on the hot seat, weren't they? Were. So Josh had put down a time that you couldn't believe. You're watching these kids, they can corner. Dude, everyone partaking could corner. Yeah. But these two kids going fast.
On rails, dude. Like, on rails.
I mean, it was shocking. They were going sub 10 seconds, which is no mean feat. It's not easy to go sub 10 seconds.
No, not at all.
So, yeah. So, anyway, they traded blows.
Wait,
it was
how many
so
people
good.
Actually went under 10 seconds throughout the whole weekend? 4?
Mate, not many. Not many.
4 or 5 people, maybe?
Yeah, there weren't many at all.
Weren't many? No. Anyway, these 2 kids did on that first day.
Yeah, and they were trading. And you'd see one would be up in the hot seat. The other would be running with their bike. You know, they were going head to head. So the other one would be running with the bike. And you can see in a kid, like, it was so cool to see young Will, he was 12. And Josh, I think Josh is 13. And just to see in their eyes,
I know
the
they're quite
competitive edge.
similar. Dude, definitely. They're quite similar ages, 12 and 13.
Yeah.
But Will's a little 12, right?
Yeah,
and Josh, I'd say, is quite a big 13.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. He's watching, like, the big kid against the little kid. I know they're quite similar
And it
ages.
was so serious. And then when it came down to it, they were both great sportsmen and congratulated each other at the end. It was almost too much. I was with Josh's dad at the end, and it was like, oh no, it's so touching. Look at him. He's comforting Will, like, who's gutted after he lost the hot seat right at the very end.
Within the last few minutes, right? He lost it,
Yeah.
and then Josh went up and beat it.
Which
Wow.
brings us on to the adults for day one. Can we do a full recap? Do you mind if we do a full recap of every race?
I'd love to. I think the hot seat racing was arguably one of the highlights of the event. So it would
Excellent,
yeah,
good.
definitely
I'm glad you felt that way. So then it came to the adult race of day one.
Mm-hmm.
We had Jono Jones on the mic, who did a fantastic job, didn't he? He's made for it.
Made for it. Absolutely made for it. Presenting.
Great job, and it was great to see him there. And he was a real asset. He brings the hype wherever he goes, Jono.
It does. It's full of beans. Even though he got a pot on or a cast on, whatever we call it these days.
Exactly. He's got a pot on.
Yeah, he was
I'm
doing it.
adopting the pot. Yeah,
Okay.
He got a pot on. He's doing the commentary. He's got music. He was killing it. The adults went up. What happened? We had quite a few hot seat changes, didn't we?
Early you get a few hot seat changes because I think you've got people just feeling the track out. Maybe you get a lucky one in because you just, I don't really know. It's obviously tactics to it a little bit, but which
we learnt later on in the weekend.
Yeah, which we learnt later on in the weekend. But for me, it was like the first ones were the quickest because you were just chilling, and then you start overriding the course. Like, right, I can go harder into that corner, and then you can't because it was full of dust, and you just end up squeezing the brakes or whatever. So I think the early bit you get that chop and changing as you got people trying to do a few practice runs, which in theory, that is the way to race this. I think you do a bunch of just steady, get to know the course, and just obviously gradually get faster.
I don't know what the right tactics are, but I know what the wrong tactics are, and I found out the hard way on Sunday. We'll go back to that in a second. So yeah, early on in the half an hour segment, you do tend to get millions of hot seat changes, which is very exciting, and it's a bit musical chair like, right?
Yeah, which is great because people are just finding the place, see where they're at and stuff like that. Yeah,
and it's cool because like everyone gets their moment of glory, and you could see people were in the hot seat getting pictures taken. It was wicked. Kind of exactly what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be loads of changes because I think that's exciting and so we had loads of changes at the start, and I think it chilled out. I think Deaks was maybe the first lengthy stay. Deaks did a stint in the hot seat. He was then knocked by Josh Lowe.
Yes, yeah. So just to confirm, there's some heavy hitters in this race. All right, we're not playing around here. You got Odub, Deaks, Josh Lowe, who made Hardline look very easy.
He made it. Yeah,
So
Josh Lowe made Hardline look easy. He made it look like easy line.
You got Sam Wren.
He made it look like flow line. Sam Wren, one of the fastest guys down like you've seen him on a speed and style track. He is like, he's competing with 4-cross only racers who have incredible gaits. Sam's amazing down this kind of track. Yeah. I mean, if I was to put money on anyone, it probably would be between Sam and Josh actually.
Okay.
Because I don't know. Josh is just a racer, so you can't count him out. But Sam, there's something about how he rides. It's real explosive and real. I don't know. Would you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Very explosive, very smooth, lovely cornering technique. Just dialed straight away.
And then we're actually not counting in all of the local legends that also put in super fast times. I mean, when you're watching from the side, you're like, "There's no way I'm going to go that quicker than that dude."
For sure.
Like, I don't know who that is.
No.
I don't know what his name is, but there's no way I can go quicker than that. He just hit that turn so hard. Isn't it, right?
Yeah. 100%.
I never normally watch that much. I'm normally just out in the woods on my own. So that's why it's so cool to go. I guess
when you were stood at the top looking down the course and watching people just carve through, you were like, especially those few at the bottom, which were just like bang bang, and then down the right, you're like, there's no way.
Watching you go through there, I was like, fuck that. Watching you go into the last turn, I was like, Jesus, David's fucking putting in a hot lap. Like, it was wicked for that.
Yeah.
To have it in a small, I think we could do it on a longer track, but to have it that tight was really cool for me. I think. Anyway, there's more we can experiment on. I've written a list for improvements. Okay. Let's carry on with the story. Josh Lowe did a long stint. I think I knocked Josh off at this point. At this point, I'm thinking, this isn't the tactic. This is bad. I'm not. I know I messed up my run. I didn't want to be there. That's the thing about the hot seat. You think you want to be there, you don't want to be there. And I think everyone that went up there could echo that. Okay. You just sat watching people put out runs. You're watching them come past. You're like, it's nerve-wracking, right?
Where's the ideal position, you think? Second, just like a little bit behind, knowing you've got a little bit more in the tank.
Exactly. But it's very difficult. It's very difficult. So at that point, when
it's on a 10-second track, very difficult.
Very difficult. Yeah. When I'd taken Josh off, I was like, I knew I hadn't had a good run. I think I was on 9.5 seconds. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I think I was on 9.5 seconds. I watched Deaks come down. Deaks blew his tyre off the rim. Deaks is out. So this is another thing, like mechanicals.
Yeah.
You know, you're pushing hard.
Didn't count for mechanicals, but Deaks come down. It's blown the Onza straight out the back.
Yeah. It's out of there, isn't it? Bang! You can see on his social media, yeah. So then I'm in... Then I'm like, whatever Josh does, there's a queue up the top. I don't know how many runs he's got. I'm just thinking, it wasn't a perfect run. I know that Josh is a real racer, not a pretend one, and I know he's going to knock me off. I actually think my first race was weirdly, whether it's luck or whatever, but probably the best tactics. Josh then knocked me off with a time of 9.4 seconds. It's unbelievable that we're racing such a short period of time. So then I'm then in the power position. I've got like, well, all of us competitors are then in the power position. Josh is stuck there. Then you've got, I don't know how much time I had to beat him, but I think it was like 5 or 6 minutes left.
I was going to say it's about 5. I remember it being about 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah. So in theory, at that point, if I was good at stuff, I could have put together a run, but couldn't do it. Just couldn't beat him.
Oh,
couldn't
really?
Get a time quicker. Yeah, I think I had 2 runs trying to beat Josh. Yeah. Couldn't do it.
Right.
Couldn't beat 9.5.
What do you think the tactic was with like finishing? Do you think it was a case of like finishing your run and just getting straight up there as soon as you could? Maybe a walk up there. Do you know what I mean? So you've got a bit of time,
isn't it? It's really difficult because you want. Basically, what you want in hot seat racing is you want options. Which moves me on to...
There was a youth.
Sunday.
I think the youth... I think it was day 2. He's the lad with the blonde, like, long blonde hair who was riding a blue... Yeah, he was absolute shredder. Cooper. So he was finishing and then pedalling back to the top. I was like, you animal. You absolute animal. So, I don't know.
And he was straight up there. He was a tiny bit off our eventual winner of Sunday, who was, of course, G Unit. He pulled off what can only be described as flawless victory. From his first run, he moved into the hot seat, and no one tackled him.
So the times were a little bit slower on the Sunday, weren't they?
Yes, I think he won with a 9.9, still sub 10.
Okay, I thought it was a little over, but that's insane. Okay, but even so, Josh's time, who won the Saturday, his times were a little bit over.
Yeah, but bear in mind that's George's first
run. A little bit tired.
So he probably was. Josh's time from the Saturday, he actually crashed over the line. So I mean, there's so many.
True.
How funny is it though that you're talking about like a 10-second track and there's so many, like, it's so nuanced, and also when you're racing it, how much could you pay attention to every single mistake that you make? You can list it. You're like, I bogged into there,
that bit,
I overbraked there. I didn't crank well enough out of that turn. Very cool.
Right. Yeah. I think, but on the Sunday, the youths race, it was super tight because Josh was very close.
Close.
And again, Morgan, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like super close as well. And G Unit didn't have an easy time sat in that hot seat because it was like 0.1 here, 0.2. It was just scraping through.
He's having to check over his shoulder the whole time.
Although it wasn't any changes in the seat, it did feel it was still tense because it was that close every time. And every time those kids came down, you're like, is that it? No. Okay, back to the top again. So they were getting like what, eight or 9 runs per session?
I think
like that.
Seb got 9 runs. I think he got the most runs in.
Seb, he was shredded.
He was
as well.
close. Yeah, he was close.
Yeah.
I think. Ultimately, George's flawless victory is just that's the first time that's happened in hot seat racing, and that should be the aim. Really, that's your perfect race.
Yeah,
first
true.
run knockout. It's a perfect
run.
race. George ran a perfect race on that day. He couldn't be beaten. It's undeniable. Let me tell you about my poor tactics on the Sunday after George has just ridden the perfect race. So, cocky Olly.
The race inventor.
The race
cocky
inventor.
Olly. He's on the microphone.
Olly. He's on the microphone. He's feeling himself. Like a hawk, he's decided that he wants to leave it till the last minute. At least, not leave it till the last minute, at least I want to take Deaks down. I'm going to be honest. I want to take Deaks down.
Okay. That's the tactic. Okay.
The tactic is.
And we had again some shredders
Deaks.
On Sunday.
Absolutely, and the times were mega tight. I appreciate we're only talking about like known riders, and it's because we don't know people's names really, which is in hindsight annoying for those who raced, but can't know everyone's names. It's too difficult. And the times were tight, and you'll be able to check them out on Roots and Rain. Unfortunately, we don't have that to look at now. Anyway, so cocky Olly. I left, I think, the first 15, maybe 20 minutes. I was doing the commentary and I was watching. We had loads of changes. It was wicked fun. We had some legends up in the box. We had Charlie. We had Charlie, George's dad, up in the hot seat. We had Dave Valor. We had
DV was in there. Was it Chris?
Yep. We had
Chris Roberts. No, not Chris Roberts.
No,
Deaks' mate, right? And no doubt your mate as well. On the Scott.
Yep.
Yeah. Shredded.
We had all sorts of changes. It was wicked. It was musical chairs at the start. More so than any round, I think, actually. It was really good.
Yeah.
People running so that they can get into the hot seat before their time's kicked off. And it was all...
My mate Joe got in there for a minute.
Got in there, yeah.
Shout out, Joe.
Big up, Joe. He came a long way for Freedom Ride. Yeah, that was well good. It was brilliant. It was exciting. Then Deaks got a time in. Deaks didn't look like he was that happy, but I thought I'd make Deaks sweat. Because I felt like I could compete with his time. His time was, I don't know, 9.7 or 9 point...
Yeah.
Something like that. It was sub 10. It was a good time. It's a solid time. But, when you're racing on a track that small, it has to be a really good time if you're going to confidently sit in that seat, doesn't it, right?
Yeah. So
then I've left it a bit. I've gone up, I've done a sighting lap because you're cold. When you're going in straight in, even if you've ridden it 100 times, you still can't remember what to do. I've done one lap.
So the first one's a sighting lap. You knew that in your head. You weren't going all in on that first one.
The first one, I was doing a sighting lap. And even though I knew it was a sighting lap, the walk past Deaks is very difficult. You know what I mean? Because you make eye contact and I walk right by him and he's sat in the hot seat and he's calling me out. He's shouting at me, get back up there. I've got some funny clips actually of Deaks, But so then I'm thinking, right, this next one I'm really going to this is going to be a proper run. I put in the run, and it was going. The first probably 3 turns they were going all right. I missed the crank in the straight. Now there was a small break in the proceedings in these turns. I mean, we're talking about like 0.2 of a second. This break,
literally one crank.
Yeah, but you get a full rotation of the cranks, right? And I had slightly the wrong gear. I then came into the last section and I pinballed. So I knew it wasn't like my best time. But I went into the hot seat. So it was like, if you make a mistake that late, there's nothing you can do. You can't pull out and not put your time down. So then you're in the hot seat. And
True.
Deaks...
Knowing you don't want to be in there yet. Knowing that,
I kicked him out of the hot seat and I was thinking, fuck it, will it hold? I don't know. The time wasn't watertight and I could sense it. Which is what I think's cool about it because it means like, I don't know. I think it actually means there is legs in it as an event. You know what I mean? Like it's nuanced. There's like stuff to talk about. Like it was interesting, at least.
Yeah.
So I'm sat there like a lemon. Deaks has done a run, I think, and that was Deaks' sighting lap. Deaks has done a run. He gets to the bottom of it. He doesn't knock me off. I'm thinking, geez, this is embarrassing. I might actually win the event I came up with, which isn't a good look, really, is it?
It is.
I don't think it is. So then with 2 minutes to go, I'm sat there, and I haven't been. No one's topping me. I think I did a 9.6. I think. So it was slower than my run the day before.
9.6. Yeah.
Anyway, 2 minutes to go. Deaks has walked up. He's still got a queue up. But I didn't think he was going to get another run in. I thought I was going to sit there like a lemon and win it. Deaks comes down.
People might have let him by,
Deaks crosses the line 20 seconds before the clock runs out, and he topples me. Deaks with the first buzzer beater in the history of hot seat racing. I was taken
the crowd
down.
Go off.
The crowd goes off. It couldn't have been better.
Oils everywhere.
Oh man,
Rory threw himself through a fence. He was that excited.
I'll never live that loss down. I won't. He's going to remind me of that every 3 seconds. I wouldn't be surprised if he puts his trophy, he turns his trophy into some sort of jewellery,
What, the wasp on his chin? like Flavor Flav with a clock.
Exactly. But well done to Deaks he's a worthy winner. He's fastest man of the day. What can you say?
Yeah.
The Deaconator.
Someone did mention, mate, like a sort of a King of Freedom ride would be sick. You've got the whip
really
off,
good
and
idea,
then you've got
actually.
that. Like who could double,
the
win
whip
both.
off, which brings us on to our next thing that happened that was really cool with Rory Hitchens, who did fall over the fence. Let's put that clip in. Let's put that clip in now. Sorry, Benny, but it's a great clip. And Rory was running. What was the exact wording? Because
it's the 661 Mr. Whippet
That's
competition.
right, yes, and it was so cool. It's
Mr.
basically
Whippet.
like a
it's a jam
format whip off.
Whip off.
Over.
Yeah. So we have we did two sessions. So we had a under 16 and then an over 16 category. Under 16s go absolutely all in, not even knowing if there's a prize. They just send it so hard that there's back wheels fucking pancaked everywhere. There's wobbly heads all over.
I mean, a whip-off is already a scary event, and you only ever see it at Crankworks, and it's quite hard, probably for a lot of people, to imagine hitting a whip-off jump at Crankworks, right? They're quite big. What was cool about this is like a regular bike park whip-off jump, It's like a small jump, really, isn't it? It's a line of small jumps.
Yeah.
We got the crowd close in, and we got Rory. Rory Hitchens is a UK mountain biking legend. He is. He used to. First of all, he used to race. He was a pro racer back in the day, and then he since went on. I don't know if you knew this, but he commentated on Mountain Bike Britain. Rory Hitchens.
Yeah, right.
Channel 4. So
he's
got skills on the mic, and he had our only company asset, which is a megaphone, and he was hyping up a crowd like no other. No one can do it like Rory Hitchens. And
he is good at it.
He is a natural. He is. And it's not easy. It isn't easy. Yeah. No. So, the whip.
Yeah, the whip-offs go off, man. I enjoy the
Wicked.
whip-offs. I positioned myself personally quite badly for it because I was at the top.
You did.
Letting people down. But someone has to do that job, and I kind of want to do it. So, and it's nice up there. You get to chat to people or whatever. But it's so fun being up there as well because you can just hear that, and you hear like, it's just as fun, to be honest with you. So it was sick. But big ups to everyone who took part in the whip up, because what I like about our event, mate, is people just do stuff knowing that maybe they can't really whip, but they're like, no, I'm doing it anyway. I'm in. I just want to do it. You wouldn't do that at Crankworks, would you? You wouldn't enter the whip off for a laugh.
Exactly.
So with that, they just join in, and it was really
so cool. We had Sam, Deaks, Jono. A lineup of different judges. Sam Reynolds, it was wicked. Yeah.
And Josh won one of those, who also won the hot seat racing. So I guess technically he was King of Freedom Ride on Saturday.
He's King of Freedom Ride Saturday. Josh never got his trophy either.
What is Wasp?
Shout out to Josh Lowe. His decorative wasp. That was the trophies, by the way. He never won it because we didn't give out the prize.
Oh no, he had to wait till Sunday for his prize. It was a joint prize for that. I
meant Josh Lowe.
Josh Lowe. Sorry, of course. Sorry, my bad. Who won? Josh Underwood won the whip off for the under 16s. Is that right?
Josh Lowe, and then Emmy, was it? That
Emmy won the girls.
We had a women's category. All round. It was so cool. I don't know if we. Oh, was G Unit a double winner as well?
Oh, I don't know. Did he? I wasn't there.
Sunday,
I was still at the top.
He was. Yeah.
Wow.
Of course you weren't. Yeah. G Unit was a double winner as well. So arguably the King of Freedom ride for day 2. We had 2 King of Freedom rides.
Wow.
Yeah.
And there you go.
G-Unit. And then we also had, of course, the super final, which you did come down for, and didn't disappoint. I mean, I don't know how bikes are good. It's a testament to equipment these days. We had bikes landing entirely sideways.
Well, I guess with such a...
I don't know what wheels they were. I think stands.
Such a relatively small jump as well. You got to just leave it out there, ain't you, to get that full extension. leave it out,
there, dude. Yeah, leave it out.
Don't bring it back. Yeah, it's cool. What a...
Mate, I think we've actually... I think that summarises. I don't know if I've got... I actually have another thing to talk about, which was really cool for me. That unfortunately I didn't get to share with you because you had work to do. But on Saturday night of the Freedom Ride, we went to some local trails with, of course, the 50-1 crew. Who I don't know if we've actually mentioned.
No,
we had
big up those guys.
Dude, we had a World Cup champion.
Yeah, in attendance, just hanging out.
We had Josh Bryceland at Freedom Ride. How cool is that? We also had Loose Dog and we had Dan Paley. So, amongst other 50-1 crew, we had a heavy group of Northerners down.
Group.
And on the Saturday night, I think they were over it. They didn't want to go. Not they didn't want to go, but they were settled into the event had finished. And I bullied my way into making them go to the local trails, and we had such a good session. It was like one of those dirt jump sessions that you remember. It was so cool. Riding trails with Josh Bryce.
Dream come true, that dude, for sure.
Josh Lewis and Dan Paley, and as well as my local crew, was so wicked. Yeah, so big shout out to Pi for that. That was rad.
Yeah, sick to see that, mate. I wish I'd gone. Like I say, it was one of them. End of the day, I was just tired. I just wanted to hang out in the van.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we camped up there, didn't we?
Where did you sleep?
I ended up sleeping in Dason's motorhome because I just couldn't be bothered. I had a hammock and I couldn't be bothered to tie it up. By that point, I'd had a hard day's riding.
Had a bit of gin in you.
We had the trains. As well. The Guinness record trains.
I think it's official.
I think it's official. I'm pretty sure. One second. I'm just getting radio. Yeah, I think it's official.
That was John Fashanu, yeah?
That's John Fashanu. I think that is officially the longest, dustiest train that I've ever done off the road. Man, I was happy to have my melons on for that train.
It was gnarly.
For real,
It was gnarly.
It was.
I can't wait to see the footage from it, but also you did some pit walk, Martin Brundle style interviews, so that was pretty funny. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
That's sick.
So if you imagine all of that and then a trail session, I was pretty tired. And we had a good a campfire at the top with all of the night crew. It just couldn't have been better, actually. As an event, I've got to say, for me personally, this has been my favourite Freedom Ride yet.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Honestly, it's one of my favourite weekends out biking as well. Just the crew, whether it's wicked, you guys that I actually know, or if it's just getting to meet new people. It's always fascinating. Like, I've used the word fascinating a lot this episode. But I'll keep using it, actually. So it is always fascinating to meet people that listen to the podcast and get to have a chat with them. Put names and faces to Instagram handles and DMs, and it's just so sick just to hang out with people. And it takes a while for this thing to sink in, and it's kind of crazy to say and kind of cliche and whatever, but I'm just blown away by the whole thing. Genuinely, I just get there and I'm just wow, as if this is happening. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to every single person who listens, engages with this thing, because it's actually a thing, right, and it's kind of mind blowing. So.
It is actually a real thing. I think that's exactly what it is. It's like you do a podcast and I do feel like I almost know the people that listen, and I think a big part of that probably is Freedom Ride, actually, because it's like an opportunity to talk to all the people that you maybe interact with on this weird internet thing that we all carry in our pockets.
Definitely.
So yeah.
I just want to also say, because this has got to. Dude, we've got to mention this. So, if you attended hot seat racing, you'll have seen the timing system was absolutely incredible. It was World Cup worthy. It probably is actually World Cup worthy timing. It is probably the best timing system you can get for mountain bike racing or any timed activity.
It cost £25,000.
It cost £25,000, and we had it for the day. So before we had the £25,000 timing system, we were considering how are we gonna time hot seat racing, and we went through a few iterations. Being honest, trying to cut corners, trying to see if we could save some money. So we started off with, we'd have one person at the top with a whistle and one at the bottom with a gong. Can you imagine?
And stopwatches. It would have been the biggest.
That would have been an L.
That would have 100%. That would have been, yeah.
Huge L.
I'm very pleased that it.
So then we were also like, right, do we buy our own time system? But then we'd have to only have 2 timing chips, so someone would have to come down, swap it over, get to the top. It would have been
it's
shit
a great
show.
Example. Yeah, it's a great example of doing things properly and making them work. I am really glad that
I only had that idea on the way home.
Craig.
I was just like, wow, the timing was really cool. And then I thought, oh, we were going to do it with a stopwatch and a gong. Wow, yeah, that would have been a shit show.
Yeah, and I remember the conversation. I can't remember Yeah, the gong, which is actually still stuck in a post.
Oh.
Which a gong has been handmade by... I struggle to remember the listener.
A legend.
Annoyingly, I can't remember the listener because it's in my book. But many thanks to... I'll get a proper thanks when the gong finally arrives. Don't worry. The gong will be used because I think hot seat racing isn't going anywhere.
No.
And also, Davey... Thanks for allowing it to happen. You're the boss here. Thanks for allowing it to happen. Thanks for signing off on the timing system. That was my only bit of apprehension, was the fact that we paid for the timing. If it had gone down like a poo sandwich, I would have felt a little bit guilty, you know?
Yeah,
so
totally.
Thanks for believing in the idea, boss.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
So, you know how we talked about hot seat race? I always call it hot laps.
Thanks, Sam,
and
as
thank
well.
you, Sam, as well. Absolute massive legend. So I had an idea, right?
Yeah.
So you know how...
Yeah.
We just come up with these silly ideas and, whatever, it somehow takes shape. So when I did a few months ago, I did that Wings for Life run. So it's all done through an app, and you put headphones in and it talks you through the whole event. You've got music playing, you've got various notifications coming through. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if you did that, but like a mountain bike race, but you only get like one earphone, let's say, and it's like a pretty good, it clips to your ear pretty good. You're not going to just drop it, and all day you've got updates going on. So it's like, right, we've got hot seat racing, make sure you're down at the bottom. You've got a DJ playing, you've got people chatting.
Oh my goodness, like a museum tour.
Yeah,
but at
almost like
Ride.
a silent disco, but you actually just and everyone's listening to the same thing.
Yeah,
cool, isn't it?
That is absolutely insane, because some things could be pre-recorded.
Exactly, which is what happens. So with the Wings for Life World Run, when I set up my team, which the podcast family, some of those the companionship ran, I got to pre-record notifications, so I could say, right, well done, you're doing really good, you're 5k in. So wouldn't it be sick to be like, oh, it's whatever time, head over here, there's a competition happening at the Goodyear stand, go win something, and you could literally just have it all playing out. It's so sick.
Dude, that's a fucking amazing idea. Because shout out to the brands that did do competitions. Like there's a stands competition that we actually going to talk about on this episode.
Hopefully
and
already ended.
Or maybe we already have talked about it on this episode. And there was a Goodyear hide and seek thing. Mate, that is a cracking idea. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if there's such thing as like event headphones that are almost...
It's got to be like a really good one, because you don't want it to be a silent... You don't want people not talking because they're listening to the thing, but you do want them... Maybe if it's around your neck and it's playing out loud so you can hear it.
But it's literally like a museum
thing,
yeah.
And it's just...
It'd be so funny, that.
Wouldn't it?
Because then imagine... Yeah, because then imagine when it's like, Jono Jones has just turned up, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone doing oi oi on the count of 3, and the whole fucking place is just shouting oi oi no matter where they are. It'd be so sick.
What a rad idea. Yeah. I love the silent disco idea is a sick idea, yeah.
Right.
And then it would offer integration for all of the brands. Wow, this is sounding like a meeting. But it would. All of our brands we could offer
pre-recorded slots anyway.
Hey, do you know what? Let's talk more about that on another day.
Freedom Ride 4, the interactive episode.
Imagine it.
Very sick.
Very strange that would be.
A
great idea.
Have you been watching and listening to anything, dude? We've done. We should look towards doing some listener questions pretty soon. Sorry to everyone if you didn't come to Freedom Ride, but hopefully that's wet your whistle. Also, do you want to see a Northern Freedom Ride still?
I do.
Comment below. Do you want to see a Northern Freedom Ride? Can you help with a venue? Please get in touch. And we're going to try and get like an end of season day or something like that. Would be really sick. So yeah,
be amazing.
Yeah, let's try to do something.
We gotta make it happen. Well up for that. I look forward to compiling a Southern Fairy crew.
Yeah, I guess also lastly, I found like an advert. If you didn't come to Freedom Ride but you still want to support the event, t-shirts are still available, folks. I came to Freedom Ride and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. You could cross it out somewhere and put "didn't go to Freedom." I don't know, but the fact of the matter is, we got some t-shirts, and how about we'll throw in a free mudguard with every t-shirt from now on, and a free sticker.
Well, hey, Davey, what price are you now selling the t-shirts for?
What price are we selling for, Ollie? I'll let you decide.
A discounted price, I think, is we can both agree on.
Yeah, definitely. Shall we go with a 15 English pounds? We'll do for the t-shirts.
Do you know what? I think that's a great idea.
Okay, 15 English pounds. You're going to get a free mudguard with every order as well.
Oh.
And a sticker. And
you got stickers.
Something else.
Well, I like that. Brilliant.
Something else.
Great. I think people get a chance to get in on the action. They can wear them next year. Fantastic.
Yeah, amazing. Okay.
Right, my watching before we continue. My watching is Dave Chappelle. What's in a Name? It's not another hour-long special, but he is my favourite, and he does a talk on his. I think he's they're opening a new theatre at the Duke of Ellington School of Performing Arts, where he went to, and it's just the acceptance speech. It's really cool. Dave Chappelle's the man. He's one of the best speakers of our time. I think, and like I love his stand-up, and he's a funny dude and an amazingly accomplished human being. So check that out.
I will check that out.
Have you got watching?
Yeah, my watching is gonna be actually the new Elvis film. I went to the cinema to see that.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, good on you.
We're taking it away from the Netflix and the TV. We're taking it to the cinemas. So this is one you're gonna.
I'm up for that. I still haven't seen Top Gun as well, so I've got 2 cinema films that I want to watch.
I haven't seen Top Gun, but the Elvis film, dude, is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It is so good. It's toe-tappingly good. So if you want, I'm gonna go straight to my listening because it's quite interesting.
Please.
So Spotify have built a playlist for the Elvis film, but it's like it's got more to the playlist. It's got videos in it. It's got Baz Luhrmann, who's the director of the Elvis film, talking about some of the sounds and how he made it happen. So it's really good. It's like stories about Elvis in there. So you listen to it in chronological order, and it takes you on a little bit of an Elvis journey. And there's M&M's that are trying to do it.
Dude. I'm going to check that out for sure. Yeah.
There you go.
Wicked.
There you go. That's my watching and listening. What's your listening?
Cracking watching. Well, my listening is actually Sid Dale Funky Fanfare.
Sid Dale Funky Fanfare. I'm writing it down. Yeah, do that.
Good man.
Do that.
Good man. Have we got listener questions today? Yeah. Before we wrap this sucker up?
We got a few, mate. Let's have a look what we got in here, shall we? We'll ping through some nice and quickly.
Please. I'd love to.
Okay.
I'd love to. Hopefully we got some listener questions that do or do not relate to
life.
The Freedom Ride.
Right.
It's hard for us to not comment on Freedom Ride. Sorry to all people in all different countries that there's literally no chance that you could go there. But you're along for the ride with us, so whatever.
Yeah, it's what it is.
You're stuck with us now, dude.
Yeah.
You're stuck with You're part of the companionship. You're stuck. If the companionship doesn't meet and you're not there, you're still part of the companionship. You have to listen to it.
Exactly.
You're part of the journey.
Part of
this journey that is life.
I'm just bringing something up. Just give me 1 second, dude. While we're at it, I'm going to hand over to you. So we're going to do the first listener question.
Boots and cats and
Listener question. That was alright, man. I'm impressed. At Matty Baker, 1985, and it's a great listener question.
Excellent.
How does Olly carry so much speed in dusty corners? That's a fantastic question.
It is a really fantastic question.
Because there's got to be a little bit of method.
Dude. I'll be honest. I won't carry enough. I don't carry enough speed. I don't win anything this weekend. But I can tell you what I think about, and maybe it will help you in tight turns. So, what we had at Rogate Bike Park is called S-berms, and they're very tight, kind of dug out ruts, really, but they're essentially berms.
Okay.
They're not berms on purpose. That track used to be a rut when I was younger, but it's now kind of a berm track, right?
Yep.
There are routes in there. There are transitions that are tricky in between turns. It's not just straightforward pump track berms. It's more mountain bikey than probably we give it credit for, you know?
Yeah, braking bumps, all sorts of shit going on.
My biggest tip, obviously, always, is look up. But one that really works for me is just try and get your front wheel to the outside on the entrance of a turn. And that can mean just oiking it up. Don't worry about your back wheel. You don't have to like lean your bike over. You can quite literally just manual your front wheel out of one into another. You want the highest exit, the highest entrance into the turn, and therefore making the turn the widest arc. It just gives you options. So if you think about that, whether it's right or left, you're trying to enter the turn as high as possible. Oh, my voice just broke. That shows how
as high as possible.
Yeah, as high as possible.
That's great. Hopefully we can insert a little bit of footage too of you doing that on those.
I've got good footage actually.
Yeah, we'll put that in. So a little bit of footage at 01:27. Little note for Benny, and also some footage how not to do it, which was me on S&M, I believe it's called, doing what Ollie just said, which is putting your front wheel high in the corner, but then it's just dust and you go over the bars.
This is the danger. This is the danger with this technique. Yeah, you're quite right. A perfectly illustrated, good technique.
Yeah,
and a
bad technique.
But well, no, it was really good. Poor execution.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Great technique, poor execution.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send that through to you right now.
Thank you. And then we got the next question, and this is quite funny. So it came through from Sketchy, who I believe changed his Instagram recently. Anyway, he put Fantasy League ? And I thought, interesting. Let's have a look who won the last round at Lenzerheide, and guess who it was?
Who?
Stuart Ketchley. So he wanted us to talk about it because he's won. So yeah, dude, slide into the DMs. We've got a bunch of stuff left over from Freedom Ride to give away. So slide into the DMs and I'll give you a couple of options. Whether you want maybe a pair of pedals, maybe we can do that. We can do some.
Yeah,
we can do some.
We
cool
need to
shit.
get Stuart something because Stuart won a prize ages ago that I'm actually still waiting on from America. I feel bad about this, and also Stuart left his stuff from the jumble sale there, so I'm holding that. I've got a package.
Oh really? Was that the? Yeah. Should we send him that? Yeah. You've won your Juice Loops package.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we'll send him back his actual belongings and some prizes. How about that?
Interesting though. Just going to mention, Stuart's team consists of 5 French riders and 1 New Zealander. So he's basically Team France at this point.
Oh, c'est Stuart Ketchley. Oh, le Stuart.
Well done, Stu.
Well done,
Stu. Hamish Child. Surely Freedom Ride goes global. Surely. Maybe. Maybe it does.
Please.
But let's first go to the north of the UK and then we'll do...
Let's try the north.
Where would we go? Where would you do Freedom Ride? If you... All the bike parks you've been to in the world, which one would you think it'd work at?
You're right saying bike parks because it works in a bike park, eh?
Yeah.
You know,
it's got to be a bike park takeover.
What would you say? Imagine Freedom Ride. Bear in mind we've just called it the village fate of the MTB world. Imagine it in Whistler. There's Morris dancing.
You got a snack dealer at the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Yeah, the GLC snack dealers are taking over the GLC.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, dude, maybe. Who knows? One day. I know we joke about it, but who knows, man? One day. I'd love
quite
to roll this out.
frankly, I never thought that we would have an event, let alone lasers and a smoke machine in the back of a garden machinery. So,
true.
The sky's the limit.
True. Okay, we got It's Me, Kathy 82. Moving to Munich in September. Does Ollie or any listeners know of any good local spots?
Hey, I tell you what, I've been to Munich a number of times. I think it's Munich. There's the river wave. Have you seen that? Munich's a cool city. I'm pretty sure
I
it's
have
in Munich.
seen the river
Let's
wave.
look it
Yeah,
up.
I have seen it.
I don't know much about the riding, but I'm pretty sure that Munich has the river wave.
Yeah, I think that is correct, dude. It's like in the city, right?
It does indeed, yeah, and it's absolutely.
Eisbach River Wave, it's called.
Do you know Germany's? I feel like German like parks and German cities are very cool. They have like a nice like hanging out cafe culture, and that river wave is so rad to just hang out in the park, watch people surfing there. I thought it was rad anyway. Obviously, it's a pretty weird thing. Like you don't get that in the UK. I think you could, but I think we're a bit football, so we don't end up with river waves. I don't think it's a huge amount of effort. I think you literally just chuck a load of shopping trolleys down there, maybe concrete.
Maybe that's what they're doing around here. They're trying pretty hard with the shopping trolleys.
They want a river wave in your garden.
Yeah, someone tried down there with fridges. Maybe that's what it was.
They're campaigning for a river wave.
Yeah, just going to keep launching stuff in the river.
Yeah.
Okay, and what about riding? Do you know of any? Have you done
riding?
Eurobikes at Munich this year? So I feel like
Frankfurt
there is stuff.
Eurobikes.
Oh, Frankfurt, sorry.
Yeah,
Frankfurt.
I'm sure there's a great riding scene. I will inquire and get back to you. How about that?
Yeah, and maybe throw something in the group, Kathy. And if anyone knows of anything, leave it in the comments on YouTube.
Great idea, yeah. Search for riding near Munich. Begins here on the Ride Companion.
Chalky 45. I'm 38 today. Freedom Ride made me feel 18. But what's your mental age?
Oh, great question.
Fantastic question.
That's really good.
Mental age.
I've realised I like hanging out with kids and dogs. So I'm going to say, whether it's mental age or IQ, it's down low. The number is lower than my actual age. So, how about you?
Put a number on it. What are you saying?
I want to say 23 because you just said the word
Yeah,
number.
right.
But I think actually, the thing is, I can, as much as... How can you test your mental age?
What do you like doing? So for me, at the moment, after this biking, yeah. And when did you enjoy that the most when you were coming up? When did you discover biking and ice cream? 10?
Ice cream, we go way back.
Way back.
Biking's been a newer addition, probably when I was like, 9 or 10.
So that's it.
It's where those two things came together.
It's where the two things you enjoy doing the most now join together as a force. So I feel like, it's going to be...
Yeah.
I'm going to say like 13 for me is like my mental age.
There you go.
13.
Hey, as we speak, 13. Yeah, I think that's about right. You're 13 and I'm 11.
Yeah.
Probably about right. I talk about
poo
and willies and bum a bit too much. So, yeah, I'd say it's probably about right. And maybe you don't bring it up, but you certainly laugh, so...
Yeah, I do certainly laugh.
Right, I've actually hot off the press. Wait, watch this.
Yeah,
hot off the press.
Hot off the press.
I have just messaged you, Davey. It's the Roots and Rain events results.
Oh my word!
So we've got them. They're going to be in the episode description below.
Yep.
So if you went to the ride, then check them out. If you just want to look at them, check them out because there'll be a load of pictures as well. Blah 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 blah. We just had a live update. How sick is that? Thanks, Craig.
That was sick. Thanks, Craig. Appreciate you. Okay. Matt, okay, we haven't done one, but I reckon we do this next episode. Matt Simo 350. Can you do a lunch and learn on the Georgia Guidestones?
Georgia Guidestones, please. Right, I'm writing my notes for next episode.
We'll do that next episode.
Right now. So lunch and learn.
Yeah. Georgia Guidestones.
Okay, done.
Yeah. All right. Okay. What else we got? Okay, we got Ben King WS. Can you get Rob Warner back on to talk about next year?
Love to.
Love to, but we'll see. I think there's probably some shit that he can't talk about, and it'd just be disappointing.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we just don't have to ask him about that. Oh, is that what the question is about? Yeah.
Yeah.
Next year, they're referring to the broadcasting of the World Cup series.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd always love to get Warner on. Always love to get Warner on.
Yeah, Warner's heavy. Yeah,
he's heavy.
We'll see. I think there'll be a time and a place for that. And we'll hopefully get the scoop on it, and we can. Yeah, I'd love to get him back on to talk about it more openly once other things come out.
Yeah, it'd be
that's
good,
fair
wouldn't
to say,
it?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. He's coming back on anyway. He's got to.
Yeah, Jack Wellesley. Good studio guest, Rob Warner.
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Kick it off. How did the name Deathgrip come about?
I mean, Deathgrip really comes about from death gripping, which is actually not maybe the urban slang version of death gripping, which is something to do with masturbation, which we found out afterwards. But death gripping to me just means you take your fingers off the brakes, so you're not covering the brakes, you're not touching the brakes. You're going so quick, you don't even have a chance to touch the brakes. It's sort of like, it's almost like a metaphor for life, an analogy. It's almost like an analogy. If you're death gripping, you're all in, dude. You're all in.
Yeah.
So that's where it came from, and it came from me and Brent and Damien Mason from DMR sitting down, talking about the grip that's now become kind of a
pretty damn big.
Yeah, it's a kind of an industry standard almost, doesn't it? The death grip. Oh, dude, I wish I could tell you how. This is an annoying thing to say, but the death grip has won so many World Cups. It's been on so many riders' bikes that don't ride for DMR.
Oh, right.
I shouldn't really talk about that because that's bad, isn't it? Is that bad form?
No, not at all.
You know what I mean, though. But I just really love that.
It's on there.
I love it that it's the choice of people. I'm not naming any names, but it's sick to me. That's like almost one of the most satisfying things about the death grip.
That's sick. Yeah. Love that, dude. Love that. Should we do one last one?
Let's do it.
SDD Turner, most impressive rider / person at Freedom Ride.
Ooh, okay.
Who is your most impressive rider?
Well, do you know what? I think it's a good. We've already shouted out Josh Lowe because he was so impressive at Hardline. I think we talked about him after the Hardline wrap up, to be honest. But it's cool to just see someone that dialed. Kids wise, there's so many local kids that are amazing. Dan Paley through the trails for me was very impressive.
Really?
Yeah, to see a rider like he's like a street BMX rider. Really, he's a mountain biker as well. Yeah. He's just a biker, but he was on his
from Doncaster.
Yeah, he was on his street BMX, which is like a tiny bike with no brakes, and he's hitting jumps. Like we ride they're quite big jumps. They're quite high speed, and he's just following you in blindly with no brakes. He's death gripping, perfect segue, and
that is impressive.
Him, Josh Bryceland, seeing him go around some turns is always just. No one turns like Josh Bryceland. Name someone who can turn better than Josh Bryceland. You'll have a hard time.
Would love to have seen him hot seat racing next year. We've got to wrangle him up and get him down there.
Yeah, we've got to get Rat Boy in. That'd be brilliant. Yeah.
Brilliant.
What about you? Who's your most impressive rider?
I'm going to go for someone a little bit off the cuff. Who I think we mentioned him before. Is it Morgan?
Yeah, Morgan. Yeah.
I'm going to go for him.
Wicked.
Only because I got a little bit more of an insight when I was stood talking to Sam, because I was like, I think I said, he's fucking good, man. Like, he's so stylish and just looks dialed on a bike. And he was like, oh, I should see him on a BMX. And he showed me a clip, and he's like an insane BMX rider. And he apparently had not ridden his mountain bike for months, and then he just pulled it out and was looking that good on a bike, which to me is impressive. So
no, really cool.
Yeah, Morgan, can't remember his last name, but yeah, Morgan with the long blonde hair.
That's really cool. Dude. I feel like I've now just picked the famous bikers, and I should pick a local. I mean, okay, so out of my homies from Rowgate Bike Park, Josh and George, I like seeing those two because they're very talented young bikers, and I like seeing how they can go head to head. And you can just imagine them, that they're of the same age, and you can imagine them being older and growing up together. It's competition makes for something good, and they're both bloody good riders. So there's so many good riders coming out of the bike park, but like those.
Oh, I got another one.
Homies anyway. So yeah.
Tony Skirto, I believe his name is on Instagram. Yeah, I believe he's 60 years of age. He'd not ridden for a little while. He recently had a heart attack, and he pulled the bike out and came to Freedom Ride.
And he's great fun as well. Bollocks, yeah.
And he's great fun, and he entered everything. He did the whip off. I believe he was doing hot seat racing. So yeah, actually, that's the most impressive guy for me.
That is amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Because that's what we're all aiming for, right? Still biking.
Too right.
Still loving it.
Dude, too right.
So.
Absolutely. Oh, there's too many.
Cool.
It's a hard question,
Everyone.
actually. Yeah, everyone was great. What a lame answer. Everyone's great.
Yeah.
But it
All right.
rounds out the episode lovely. You're great.
Beautiful.
Sam's great. Everyone
all
who
great.
came is great. Thanks for listening.
You're great. We're all great.
We're all great.
Thank you for listening, folks. Don't forget, if you're at this end of this podcast, like, subscribe, unsubscribe, subscribe again. Please enter the stands competition to win yourself a set of S3 wheels. You know what to do. There's a WhatsApp number in the show description. Buzz. Number in the show description. Hit that up. Send in your best buzz, and you could win yourself a pretty epic prize. Thanks to Compex as well for supporting the episode. We appreciate the shit out of all of you. It's been a blast, and have a great rest of your week. God
Peace
bless.
and love.
Is it more culty if you say God bless at the end?
Yeah. Should we just say companionship?
How do I stop this thing?